Hey everybody, it's ZM, and in this video I'm going to show you how to get the Frostbite set in Tears of the Kingdom. And we're going to start off by the Rospro Pass Skyview Tower and reach each of these 3 locations by gliding to them from there. And as you can see, I put on the map 3 pins of roughly the locations we want to go to, as each one holds a cave that holds a piece of that set. So, like I said, we're going to start off in Rospro Pass Skyview Tower to launch ourselves up and then glide there, making this a really easy guide to follow if you're trying to get it as soon as possible without wasting too much time or really having to explore much of the game. So once you have this tower activated, you're pretty much ready to go to find the 3 pieces of the set. Though I do advise having more stamina than 1 wheel. You could just make stamina replenishing food. Luckily, with the stamina I have, the 2.5 wheels, that should actually do the job for all 3 locations, as we won't need to consume more than that. You could also consider landing on some of the sky islands that are along the way to then replenish your stamina, but I'm not going to be needing that. As mentioned, the stamina that I currently have will do the job. So we're pretty much heading northwest of where the tower was, and we're just going to keep gliding. I'm going to ignore everything, as this is going to be a spoiler-free guide. I don't want to show anything within the game. This is something you could do pretty much very early on, as long as you have the stamina to do so. But as you can see, we pretty much reached our first location, as there is a cave all the way down below here, and as you can see, the map has updated to the surface since we're low enough. And yeah, as you can see, this is the first cave, in which holds one of the pieces of the set. Now, ignore the Horriblin, unless you want to, go for it. I'm just going to ignore it to make this really quick and easy to follow. And then you want to bomb this wall or use some kind of rock hammer or anything to destroy it if you don't have bombs. And just like that, we got the first piece of the set. Super fast, super easy, didn't have to cut or forward anything, but yeah, we have the Frostbite Headdress. Not bad. All 3 pieces of the set give you a cold weather attack, which is super nice, and let's go ahead and now equip it. Okay, let's go ahead and take a quick look, and as you can see, yeah, it looks pretty nice, and it will glow as long as you're in the cold, which we're going to see in just a second as we leave this cave, make our way back to the Rospro Pass Skyview Tower, and continue. Okay, now it's time to make our way to the second piece of the set. But as you can see, yes, it's glowing as long as you're in the cold, but once you leave the cold, it stops glowing. Essentially, that's how the cold weather attack works. It gives you more damage when you're actually in the cold, which is pretty cool because, yeah, you get some benefit for being in hazardous weather, but it also looks really freaking badass as it glows. And the whole set will glow like that, each piece having a part of it that glows, which I really like. But okay, now we're heading towards the next cave, which will hold another part of the set. And as you can see, this one's a bit further than the previous one, but again, super straightforward. I'm not gonna do any kind of cuts or anything to make this really easy to follow. I kind of wanted to make these like old school type guides, as I know there are a bunch of other guides out there that are usually heavily edited or just kind of fast forward through things, but with how massive this game is and how many people have actually mentioned in the last guide video that they preferred the way I kind of showed step by step without cutting anything, kind of treating it like just a mini Let's Play video, that it works out. So I want to kind of keep doing this, and this is something I enjoy. I could just kind of play the game casually and have you guys join me on these little guides. This is something I definitely want to do for all the sets within the game. So if there is a set you really want me to cover, let me know, and I'll be sure to do that. I made sure to play through a file without obtaining any of them to make this kind of easy, have the world opened up, and then just kind of casually reach each of these areas. But as you can see, since we are in the cold, yes, the headpiece is glowing, at least as long as we are in cold areas, and it looks really cool. But here is the next cave, a little bit hidden, and this one might be a little tricky if you don't have the items necessary for it, but I'll show you how to do it with just the enemies that are in this cave. So as you can see, there are 2 ice keys, and these ice keys are going to be very valuable if you don't have an ice weapon. So let's take out one. We used the last arrow we have, but luckily we don't need any more. And as you can see, when you do kill it, since it is made of ice, it was able to create an ice platform. You could also merge this to one of your weapons and create more platforms as you just attack the water, or I'll just show you how to do it with what we're given. So I'm trying to make this as simple as possible. So as you can see, I want the platform to reach me, but then I'm going to go ahead and recall it back to where I put it, so then I can easily jump and climb up without having to swim in the water, because if you do swim in the water, you'll be losing a lot of HP. So quickly jump when you reach the ice part of climbing up here, because Link will slip. And just like that, super easy, super simple, we got ourselves the next piece of the set, it being the trousers. So let's go ahead and equip this as well and see how it looks. Yeah, and as you can see, they are also glowing. It looks pretty cool. I like the whole snowflake design that's on it, but I don't like how wide they are. But anyways, now time to get the main piece of the set and head back to the tower. Alright, and now it's time to complete the set, as we're going to make our way to the final cave. And this one happens to be the furthest away from this tower, but it's still easy to reach and shouldn't consume more than the stamina we currently have. You'll also find a couple islands within the sky that you can easily rest at, but I'm not going to need to do that. As mentioned, I have the stamina to do the job. So let's go ahead and start making our way to the southeast of the tower, and we should eventually reach there. It shouldn't take too long. I do really like how the headpiece of the set looks. I'm not really a fan of the legging. I mean, I just think it's too wide, and obviously those flimsy shoes Link is wearing, they kind of look like sandals. Not really a fan. The final piece is the shirt, which is more so of a dress. You know, it does make Link look a little feminine, not ready for battle, to be honest. It's not really much of an armor set, but, you know, Link rocks it real well, I have to say, so I don't mind. And he does look elegant wearing it, so it kind of fits. You feel like an ice dragon of sorts, which I do kind of like. So I'm a fan of the set altogether, but my favorite part of the set is easily the headpiece, as it fits all types of armor. And believe it or not, there are other similar elemental sets that are like the Frostbite set, which I will make videos on. I thought I would make a video on this one first, because Hebra is the location the game kind of points you towards early on within the game. So I feel like this should be the most spoiler-free set out of the ones that you can get within this game when it comes to these new sets. But you let me know what other sets you'd want me to cover, and as time goes on and people are able to play the game, I'll be doing more, you know, late game sets and such. But okay, here is the final location. Now you can actually ascend your way and reach it really easily, but we're not going to do that. I'm going to show off the correct way to do it, because yeah, if you try to ascend around here in this like tunnel area within the cave, you'll actually be able to do it, but the cave is so short that it doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna ignore all the enemies. It literally takes seconds to reach, so I don't see a point in trying to find a shortcut when, as you can see, it's this short. Yes, we're done. So go ahead and burn those vines, or yep, there we go, you could easily shield surf to give Link that push, and just like that, we got the final piece, the Frostbite shirt. And just like that, we are now rocking the entire set. And yeah, as you can tell, it does look pretty elegant. But here, let's actually head outside so you can see it in better lighting. What's really nice about it is you can see that it has Zonai-like jewelry that we have seen on Rauru. I won't get any further into it, again, to avoid spoilers, but that's something that you see right in the beginning of the game, so you could already tell. And yeah, it has like Zonai themes to it, but also this kind of ice dragon theme, and it generally looks elegant. I really like it. But now let's go ahead and see it glowing, because as you can see, it's not glowing since we're not in cold weather. So we're gonna go ahead and teleport back to the tower and see it when we're actually in the cold in its full glory. Okay, so now that we are in the cold, we can see this Frostbite set in its true potential. And as you can see, yeah, it's glowing, which looks so cool. But the reason why is, yes, we get a cold weather attack buff, which summons ice with our attacks and can freeze your enemies. But then again, it could only be used when you are in cold weather. So if the outfit isn't glowing, it means you don't have the cold weather attack buff. So remember that. But anyways, that about does it for this video. Be sure to leave a like if I helped you out or if you enjoyed, and let me know what else you'd want to see me cover. Anyways, I've been ZM, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.